What is a Minecraft zombie? Like, obviously it's a hostile mob in the game, but what actually is it? For as long as I've been playing Minecraft, I haven't given them a second thought. They're just generic hostile monsters in the game. However, why do they exist within this Minecraft world? Where do they come from? And what implications does it have for Minecraft's lore? We're going to answer these questions, and we're starting right now. On September 1st, 2009, 0.24 survival test was released into the game. This update added zombies into the game as well as creepers and skeletons. Over the next 15 years, many zombie variants would be added into the game. Each of these variants fall into the zombie category of the undead classification of mobs. There are 7 mobs in this category: the zombie, the drowned, the husk, the zombie villager, the zombie horse, the zombified piglin, and the zoglin.
That was epic.
Each of these mobs are considered zombies, as well as their baby variants. So what do they all have in common? Well, other than the fact that they all have the color green in them, with the exception of the husk, not much. Zombies, drowns, and husks all share similar behaviors. They walk at the same pace, they do the same damage. But husks are a little different. When they attack you, they give you hunger. And they also do not burn in the sun. Drowns, unlike regular zombies, can swim. They can also wield a trident. Also, another thing worth mentioning is that when husks get submerged in water, they turn into regular zombies, which then become drowns. We'll explore this in just a second, but let's shift our focus to zoglins and zombified piglins. Zoglins don't spawn naturally, but zombified piglins spawn abundantly in the Nether. If you attack one, then they'll gang up on you. Zoglins, just like hoglins, are hostile towards players, but they're also hostile towards all mobs except for creepers and ghasts. Their behavior is completely different. So what's going on? Why are all these mobs considered zombies? Well, first off, let's ignore zombie horses because they don't spawn naturally in the game. Let's take a look at the original zombie variants. All of them burn in the sun except for husks. I think I know why. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines the word husk as a usually dry or membranous outer covering of various seeds and fruits. One word stands out to me there: dry. The husks are zombies that have been dried up in the deserts. The other zombies have moisture and can't live without it. That's why they burn in the sunlight. It also makes perfect sense that husks turn into regular zombies when submerged underwater. They become soaking wet and absorb that water. The sun doesn't burn husks because there's nothing for the sun to burn. Let's shift our focus again. Zombie villagers are unique among zombie variants for one reason: they can be reverted back to regular villagers. The way to revert a zombie villager is to splash it with a potion of weakness and give it a golden apple. This does not work with any other type of zombie. Villagers can be turned into zombie villagers when attacked by zombies. They're the only mob that has this feature. There is no game mechanic for players turning into zombies when zombies kill players. Now let's talk about the Nether for a little bit. Zombified piglins spawn naturally in the Nether, along with their non-zombified counterparts. Unlike regular piglins, which attack you if you don't wear gold, zombified piglins will leave you alone unless you attack them. Regular piglins seem to be afraid of them. Something about zombified piglins is repulsive, not just to piglins but also to villagers. Maybe they smell bad. But we still don't know why there are so many zombified mobs. Why are there zombies and zombified piglins? Well, we have one bit of crucial information. All zombie mobs except for husks, drowns, and zombies have non-zombified counterparts. Even the zombie horse, which doesn't spawn naturally, has a counterpart: regular horses. So why are there zombie counterparts to every one of these mobs? Maybe there's a zombie disease that affects all these mobs. Well, maybe. But it doesn't explain why piglins and hoglins become zombified once they leave the Nether. It's not likely that the air is filled to the brim with the zombie virus, especially in the end, which is mostly void. Maybe piglins and hoglins all have this ailment, but since the Nether is hot, it doesn't affect them in the Nether. Real-life viruses are vulnerable to heat, which is why human bodies have fevers to fight viruses. But this doesn't make sense, because zombified piglins are abundant in the Nether, and can even survive in lava despite the fact that regular piglins cannot. Players are also not affected by any form of zombification, so maybe a virus or pathogen isn't super likely. However, I have a different theory. There is evidence in the overworld of a race that built several structures and explored. They have remnants in jungles, underwater, in the desert, and underground. This race was somehow corrupted by zombification. But how? How does an entire race of people become zombies? Zombies don't have unzombified counterparts, so it must be this dead race of people. Maybe it was a curse. A curse with sinister origins. A curse that was so prevalent it dominated much of the history of the Minecraft universe. And we have the prime suspects. The Illagers. The Woodland Mansion gives us clues as to what may have been the zombies' origin. There are wool blocks which are the same colors as Steve or, well, zombies. The Evokers cast spells that can summon Vexes or Fangs. There's another Illager you may not have heard about called the Illusioner. It doesn't spawn naturally in the game, and is a Java exclusive feature, which can only be summoned through commands. It is worth mentioning because it can also cast spells. It can cast blindness, and summons duplicates of itself. Keeping all this in mind, what does this have to do with the zombie curse? Well, the Evoker always drops the Totem of Undying, which is a sign that the Illagers have learned how to cheat death. In their conjuring of spells, they cast a spell on the people of the overworld, but also on the piglins of the Nether. But was it an accident, or was it on purpose? I think it was on purpose. I think that the Illagers had a rivalry with the people of the ancient overworld. The Illagers also had a rivalry with the villagers, which is why zombies attack villagers. But the Illagers did not stop there. There is evidence of a war between the people of the overworld and the piglins of the Nether. There are ruined portals riddled throughout the overworld and the Nether. There are Nether fortresses as well as bastions. After this war, the Illagers cursed the people with a zombie ailment, but they become afraid of the piglins taking over the overworld, so they cast a spell on them too. They cursed the piglins and hoglins, so that no piglin or hoglin could ever leave the Nether without becoming zombified. But this time they made a mistake. When a lightning bolt hits a pig, the pig turns into a zombified piglin. This could mean that the lightning bolt causes the pig to mutate. The zombified piglins are mutated, and I know this because they can survive in lava. The Illagers also cursed half the piglins with the zombie ailment as a reminder to the rest of the piglins to never leave the Nether. So where does that bring us to? We now have a theory as to why the zombies exist within Minecraft. It explains a lot, but not everything. We still need to answer the questions of why zombified mobs attack players, and why players cannot become zombified. Now obviously players could not become zombified because it wouldn't make sense for the game to work like that. But zombies don't spawn when a zombie kills a player. Players are immune to the curse. Also, Evokers don't fight players by casting zombie spells on them. They summon Fangs and Vexes. So maybe this curse was cast long ago, and no one remembers how to do it. Or maybe no one wants to do it. Or maybe the Illusioner cast the curse and is no longer an existent variant of Illager. We don't know. After all, this is a theory that is loosely based on evidence that we have found. But then why do zombies attack players? Let's look at their behavior. As we established before, zombie villagers can be cured into regular villagers, but there's a crucial detail here. The newly cured villager will give you discounts on trades, which means that it knows that it was a zombie, and it wants to thank you for curing it. This means that zombies are aware of being zombified, and their behavior is reversed. They attack their own kind, which is a player-like entity just like you attack them. The zombie villager also attacks you until you turn it back. Maybe this is an effect of the curse that was made to destroy the society of the ancient people. They see you as a threat just like you see them as a threat. So there we go. This is the zombification of the overworld. It is likely a curse brought by a dark force such as the Illagers. It was also brought onto the piglins, which still affects them to this day. We may have just uncovered a big portion of Minecraft lore. I never considered what the backstory of the zombie might be for the entire time I've been playing Minecraft, and it certainly won't change the way I play. But at least now I have a new idea about the Minecraft universe. It's a new thing for me to wonder about the in-game reason something exists, but I want to hear your thoughts. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I want to know if I'm missing something, or if you have a different theory. I really hope you enjoyed watching my theory video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you with the next theory. Bye bye.